It's quite an operation here at Dorcas Ministries, as we serve tens of thousands of the neediest of our neighbors with food, financial assistance for things like housing and child care and rent, but also tuition assistance. Our volunteers are what make all of this happen. There are about 600 people who come here to do all sorts of things, and we simply could not do what we do without them. They're also some of our best shoppers in the thrift store. Many of them give financial gifts. Some gifts, however, are simply transformational. One such gift was given to us by a former volunteer, Martin Perry, who recently left us a gift in his estate of $1.4 million. I want you to know Martin. You're going to hear about his big heart through his brothers. I'm sure you'll get a sense of his generosity and his love for Dorcas Ministries.
Martin was a good man.
Martin had a tenacity that was unbelievable. Regardless of his issues, he always had a pleasant way about himself that you just couldn't help but like him.
In all the years I knew him, which was probably 10, 11, 12, something like that, I never heard him say a bad word about anything or anybody.
Marty was in the Navy, and he had just finished his basic training. And I remember vividly as he walked up towards the house, and my mother and father were by the door, kind of bustling with pride. We went out that night, shot some pool with another friend, and as we were coming home down Ridge Road, right in Raleigh, the other gentleman lost control of the car, and we had quite a bad car accident right on Ridge Road, and it broke Marty's neck. I called my dad and told him that Marty'd been hurt, and so he said, "What, do you need some money?" And I said, "No, Dad, Marty's hurt really bad." We got through that night, and it turned out that he was just a quadriplegic. He was able to get in a chair, but even in the hospital, I was thinking as a young boy, I was 17, that he just didn't seem to ever complain, and he never said he was hurting or he was complained about being hurt. So it kind of led him, I think, as we continue to talk about his journey today, to become the kind of man that he was for us all.
After Marty was injured, he was certainly kind of looking for something else to do with his life, and he was always kind of in search, I think, for a place where he really felt welcome and loved, and that he could be himself and people could appreciate him. He met Mr. Gary McKinney, who was in charge of the Dorcas at their previous location, and he really thought an awful lot of Mr. Gary, and those guys got along well. As he came out here, he became more and more involved, got to know Mr. Howard Manning, the executive director. They developed quite a bond as well, and I think Marty really enjoyed having a relationship with those gentlemen.
Dorcas was a community of friends that he felt really close to, comfortable with, and could talk to. I admired his ability to recognize the really good stuff that came in the back door. He loved antique furniture, anything old, anything unique.
He would frequently pick up items that he knew we all liked, or that people, his loved ones, would like, and he could always find a knick-knack or something that would mean a lot to us.
Marty loved finding old books he would give me for Christmas, religious books, Bibles, to help me with my Sunday school lessons.
He collected stuff from rocks to bowling balls. I don't know what you do with rocks and bowling balls, but he had a collection.
Marty just loved seeing things that other people might have discarded. Marty found the value in them, and it was not just objects, but it was people, because again, everybody had value to Marty.
He never complained about anything, and he had every right to, but never did. And he always just took whatever happened and dealt with it the best he could, and that always impressed me so much.
He was confined to a wheelchair, but his life was not confined.
He was quite the world traveler. His brothers took him many places, and it was very interesting to talk with him about all the different places he had been and the things he'd seen.
He'd come to Dorcas and he would talk about the restaurants and the food he ate.
He used to bring in exotic foods. One time we had seaweed, another time we had sardines, and he loved mussels. He brought in mussels a lot too.
For people who are challenged in life and they think they just can't get out, Marty didn't let his challenges prevent him from getting out. Marty was a participant in the world, loved being part of the world.
On top of a very generous financial gift, Martin has given us something else that'll help thousands of people that use our pantry. This beautiful van behind us. We're able to pick up groceries from many grocery stores to keep our shelves fully stocked so they can use it.
We got that van for Marty toward the end of his life, and sadly we didn't get to use it very much for Marty, but maybe appropriately we got to save up the miles for lots of good use for the Dorcas shop.
When we used to have to pick up groceries in the past, you'd have to get a volunteer. Hopefully they would have a vehicle that can be used, or we'd have to rent one. Now we get a call, we just go pick it up. It happened just last week. Local food line had 300 pounds of potatoes for us. We were able to just walk right outside, jump in the van, and go get it.
Marty's face is on the side of that van. We loved looking at that. The van made a starring appearance in the Christmas parade last holiday. Nate is an outstanding Santa Claus.
I've never received a question specific to Martin, but I do get questions about the van. They're very interested in it, and that allows me a chance to tell Martin's story about how passionate he was about Dorcas and his dedication and how much he just really loved working here.
Marty will live on here at the Dorcas shop forever, and that's how Marty wanted it to be.
What a difference he's made with his life, and his legacy continues to move forward. And you know, I'd speak to Marty, I'd tell him how much difference he's making, how much difference he's made to all of us. But what a gift, and what a blessing we have to be brothers with this guy that's given so much and took so little.
The most precious thing he had was not his money, actually, it was his time. And Marty gave 15 years of his time, and this was Marty's life. This was Marty's happy place. So to anyone who's thinking about supporting the Dorcas shop, this can be your happy place too.
I hope you got a sense of who Martin Perry was. A special guy to all of us here at Dorcas Ministries. We miss him tremendously. He gave of himself in life. He continues to give of himself in death. We are so grateful. Martin, we miss you. We thank God for you.